triple red goblins in our deck. We played one league with this deck since Chainwhirler came out. Chainwhirler felt really good, so I'm playing 2 of those again in the deck list. So, Castable Goblins, you're doing it wrong. MWLX, thank you for the 2-month free subscription and welcome back. I do appreciate it. Thanks for keeping me employed here for another month. I don't foresee myself playing Legacy anytime in the future, JMP. Every time I try to play something sweet in Legacy, I play enough matches with it against the good decks and I'm very sad. And I just don't want to be sad while playing Magic. Because Demigod's the best dragon. Sounds good to Fizzy Man. I appreciate it. I think you need 4 fetchable red sources. I'd believe you that you don't need two steam vents, but I would play a 3rd Stomping Ground if that's the case. There's too many Field of Runes and Ghost Quarters to not have 4 red shocks in your deck. I think you definitely want 4 red shocks in this deck. See if Coiling Oracle is good to us or not. Today was going to be all Delver Fae, and then Moto was down for, you know, half my stream time yesterday. So we did 2 leagues of Delver Fae, and now we're playing decks from the queue. Our hand's a pretty good start against blue-white control. Got this Bloodbraid Elf here. They're giving me blue mana, God bless them. Nope, not really JMP. Strangleroot Geist is a 2-mana aggressive creature that has synergy with Eldritch Evolution. It works really well with the deck. By kind of odd, I assume you mean it's not a card people typically play in Modern, so why are we playing it? But I think it's a very good fit in this deck with the things that it does. It's also okay against Supreme Verdict. Not good, but fine. Gonna really suck against this Terminus, though. Terminus is gonna feel real bad. Hopefully they don't play Jace the Mind Sculptor. I don't know how we'd ever win if they cast that card. Just gonna enter combat here. See what they do. This feels like a Cryptic tap draw, right? Could have been Settle. Felt like a Cryptic tap draw. Settle's pretty uncommon, and even if they do have it, they only have 1. So I think you're gonna lose way more games trying to play around Settle the Wreckage than you'll win from playing around it. Two mana 1/1 value creatures. 2 mana 1/1 value creatures are kind of excellent. They're kind of great. Tried to let people know about this. I'm aware you use Wine on a virtual scene, but I had a lot of success with my VM environment. I mean, of course, Magic Online works fine via VM. But VM is literally Windows. Why wouldn't it work via VM? Is my question. It seems like silly to feel the need like the Windows application runs well on Windows. Like that feels redundant, right? Like any non-3D application will basically run on a virtual machine because a virtual machine is a Windows computer. They're dead through a sweeper here too, because this will come back as a 3 power guy, and then we'll have this. Dragon Lord Ojitai. Alright, do you have a Path or a Condemn? If they don't have a Path or Condemn, they're still dead. I think they're both fine, Avacyn. I think I don't have an objective way to quantify which of the two decks is better, so I'm not going to try. We're not here to play around Path to Exile, chat. I understand how we're going to win this game. It involves doing this, so come at me, bro. But it looks like this at GP Vega, and it's worth it just for the people I had to stop and read Shaman of the Great Hunt and Scab-Clan Berserker. Yep. Yeah, Scab-Clan's very good in matches like this, too. Alright, so they're going to 1 here, which means this Coiling Oracle technically puts lethal into play. Another lethal threat. Add my lethal threat, the cantrips, to the table. Ooh. Ooh, that's a good one, chat. That's a good one. Got a dodge cryptic command here, basically. Chainwhirler is lethal. It is, isn't it? Chain boy. Ugh. Bolts also okay draws here. Oh, would you look at that? Would you look at that? Trigger. Got him. Nice blue-white deck. Got him. Charge. Alright, so these cards are decent. Ban Chainwhirler, right? I think I'm gonna do this. I think you should leave 1 Kiki-Jiki in. It's a pretty low opportunity cost. Sometimes they'll tap out and you get them. I think trimming an evolution is fine, because evolution kind of sucks against counterspells, but I think I just want to trim bolts and Birds of Paradise. Birds is pretty bad against sweepers. I don't think this is a Baloth matchup. Just gonna run it like this, see how it feels. Rex Sage is pretty medium against Jeskai, but it's pretty good against blue-white. They tend to have detention spheres on top of having Did you not watch the game, Chalice? I mean, if you watched the game, I feel like Strangleroot Geist is kind of... If you didn't watch that game, go back and watch that game. I feel like that game was like a great example of like why Strangleroot Geist is in this deck. Yeah, nabbing Azcanta is fine too. No worries, Dwarf Lord. The best way to approach asking why we shouldn't play a card, why we don't play a card, is to like try and articulate to yourself why we should play it, and then voice those thoughts on why we should play it in chat. And then we can talk about why your ideas are or aren't good. Because, like, sometimes, you know, people talk about why we should play something, and I go, you know, I've never thought about that card that way. That's a neat way to think about it. Maybe we should try it. That makes me want to try it. All of Omens is really annoying. Our classic basic Mountain Strangleroot Geist deck. Ding, never didn't have it. Charge. Burgle likes winning too much. Burgle, yeah, the Rootbound Crag is good. Just like random buddy lands are great. We're on a 10 out of 10. Jam this Fulminator Mage into play here. Oh, baby. We're pathing my Strangleroot Geist that you could block for free anyways. Deal. Resolves. What you doing? How you doing? Thanks for the land drop. I appreciate it. That one was for you, Twitch chat. I know it gets your jollies off, and it's definitely stonerating people. I should have left up red here, right? Oh, gosh. Oh, yeah. Clue me, baby. So this is very subtle, but you don't want to crack the fetch land right away here, because if my opponent has a Path to Exile or a Snapcaster Mage, I want to crack my fetch and response so that way I get a second clue out of this Tireless Tracker. No, I think putting them behind on mana is important. Lets me get Tireless Tracker down without the fear of Cryptic Command. I mean, did you watch the games, Dwarf Lord? Like we both how the games played out, and I talked about how the games played out that made them go the way they did. Like, when we talked about it, did it not cover, like, do you have a specific question about it? Like, we talked about the 11 pieces of removal that we had, of which we saw none 2 games in a row. Like, yeah, we had two games where we didn't draw any of our 11 pieces of removal that cost 1 mana, and drawing any of them would have likely won us the game. Well, I think a lot of people drew just play and crack their fetch land right away, playing into removal in response a lot of the time. Sounds good, Jace. Yeah, that reminds me, I definitely need to pack a Sharpie. No, I definitely want to crack a clue now. They have removal spell here, that's fine. This feels a little bit bad because this tracker never drew any cards, but the other tracker drew 2 cards, I guess, so like 6 in one hand, half dozen in the other. We've got a lot of lands, chat. Definitely auto pass through playing that out. Although I guess I want to hold on to it because I have more trackers in my deck. Why would I crack before the tracker hits the board? Oh, so I could... No, I wanted to try and get 2 clues with that fetch land per sip. My goal was to try and get two lands with that fetch land. No, we wouldn't have, because I had to, unless I drew a land. I don't think you cut all the evolutions. I trimmed 1, but they don't always have their counterspells against you. And evolution's a very good card. Like, it feels bad when it gets counterspelled, but it's kind of whatever. Like, you don't want to cut all of your bad cards. Or you don't want to cut all of your better cards. Oh, you're saying in response to removal on the first one while the other one was on the stack. Sure. Sure, you're correct. Yes, that is correct. I didn't understand the timing you were describing. I thought you were saying we should crack the clue before we put the tracker on the stack. No, it did matter because we drew the land off the clue. So if I would have cracked the clue while my other tracker was on the stack, I would have had the tracker in play and gotten priority to play my land, and I would have gotten an extra clue. We should have bolted the snap there. Maybe? They can't snap Cryptic Command. I guess they can snap Path Me, but like getting the Wall of Omens out of play I think is valuable. I didn't bolt the snap because I wanted to kill... their Wall of Omens. That's such a fitting draw. Just like, get Field of Ruin off our 3rd red, draw the only other triple red card in the deck. Oh, good times, good times. To set the bar exceedingly low, I think this is the best Kiki-Jiki deck right now. A lot of the Kiki-Jiki decks leave a little bit to be desired. Hexadix, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime support. I appreciate it. Welcome. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now. Thanks for supporting mine this month. I've played a lot of Kiki decks since finding Jestry, but I will agree that Temur Kiki feels the best. Yep. Hey, Ritz Blitz, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime support. Welcome. Sounds pretty good. Get to curve, boop and a boop and a boop. If we're really lucky, they'll path this Strangler and we'll get to go Tireless Tracker into land drop on 3. I just play the decks people pay me to play. 1778. Oh, should have played Copperline Gorge there. It's actually a pretty big mistake. Humans isn't a deck that's particularly exciting to play or to watch, so people very rarely donate for that to be played. Man, these Wall of Omens... Drawing our basic lanes feels really bad. Yeah, there's definitely small subtleties to mastering humans, but I feel like by and large, there aren't a lot of like exciting gameplay decisions. I like playing the tracker out aggressively here because I have this Bloodbraid Elf for next turn anyways guaranteed, and it gets it in under a counterspell potentially. No counterspell, no removal spell is great. It would be nice if we could draw a spell at some point this game, though. Alright. Do I play around Snapcaster Mage flashing in to block this? Not anymore. See if they have a sweeper next turn. If they have a sweeper next turn, we're probably going to be in trouble considering we haven't drawn any spells this game. Humans will probably be one of the decks they need to ban something out of aggressive eventually in Modern, just because it's the way the archetype is with that tribe. It's just like they're going to incidentally just keep gaining cards. They are down to 9 here, which is nice. Got a cryptic command here. Bloodbraid, 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 Bloodbraid. Drew with the $10 donation. Thank you very much. This is for the Sultai list I put in a donation form. Can you please respond to the email letting me know which Sultai list, Drew? In the future, please make sure you link the deck list that you're donating for in the donation message. It helps me keep track of who's donating for what. Make sure the right things get added to the queue. They did that inside of my draw step because they're not worried about counter spells, and doing it inside of my draw step gives me a chance to draw the last basic out of my deck. So I think draw step sequencing is fine there. I think it's a very reasonable time to cast their spell. Can you please respond to the I'll write it down. I'll write it down. So I'm going to eat a bunch of their instants here. I'm going to start by eating Path to Exile. I assume this is going to die. I just wanted to make their Snapcaster Mages worse before it dies. Well, I've now taken all the relevant instants out of their graveyard, so I can just tap out aggressively here. I'm probably going to crank this up to a 4/4. I'm going to leave this last land in my hand because I have 2 more trackers in my deck. Goose is really good, Post Sweeper. Sure. Oh, they're clicking themselves. That makes sense. That makes sense. I have not ever played a Biovisionary deck on stream, no. Oh, and they have a Wall of Omens in their bin. Let's get rid of that one. Gobble, gobble. Now there's a click in there. Probably just gonna end up beating their whole discard pile here. Just like make any logic knots they might draw much worse. Bant Boogles. That might be okay. Thanks, Captain Obvious, for the bits. That's a Geist ain't trash. Okay. Anoronics had submitted a Bant Boogles at one point. We've definitely played it on stream before. I don't know, Zach. Maybe it's just in their main deck and they didn't board it out. You know, who knows? Oh, it was just blue-white. You're right, Anoronics. Doesn't really do anything useful for us, though, does it? I guess I can go get Tireless Tracker. Evolutioning into Bloodbraid is not going to get you a result that you are happy with. Yeah, do I want to throw away this Scavenging Ooze in play, though? Yeah, I don't even think... I kind of just want to play Second Scooze and pass. I don't really have anything I really want to get rid of. Well, I assume they don't have removal for this, because, like, if they had removal, they would have killed this one and then, yeah, Giddy into the smaller one. I'm going to leave Bloodbraid and Tracker in here, because I might still want to, might want to get those back if I drew a Witness. Do we think they have a counterspell? I'm gonna go for it. I think they're on nothing. Hey, Ray Mile, thank you very much for the brand new Twitch Prime support. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now. Thanks for supporting mine this month. I do appreciate it. Survey says... Yeah, you're always welcome to link relevant Magic content in chat. Diddle that one. Hey, diddle diddle, the cat and the fiddle, the goblin jumped over the moon. And I feel like they don't have a path here, because if they had a path, they would have shipped with the Geist last turn, I think. Got him. Got him. Alright, sweet. It's not bad. Alright, want to start with Temur Kiki. We're waiting for the next match to pop. I'd just like to thank everyone for hanging out today. I do appreciate it. Well, there's a lot of different things you'll be doing on your Thursday. Thanks for spending your time here with us. My name's Jeff Hogan. I'm a full-time streamer here on Twitch. If you're enjoying my content, please consider subscribing to my channel. My subscribers are the people that keep me here full-time. If you're one of the many people in the world who has Amazon Prime, if you link your Amazon account to your Twitch account, you get Twitch Prime included with that for free. And Twitch Prime gives you a free channel subscription every single month to a channel of your choice here on Twitch. It doesn't cost you anything extra, and it could support my content or someone else's. Past that, you can support myself by checking out some of my very wonderful sponsors. Cardsphere.com. I'd love to help you turn some of your cards into other cards directly with other players. There's no haggling. They just take 1% fee off the top. InkedGaming.com would love to help you customize your gaming experience using code Jeff12. You can save 12% on custom playmats, mouse pads, binders, and bags with them. CoolStuffInc.com buys and sells a lot of cool stuff, including TCG singles. Using promo code Jeff5, you can save 5% on Magic, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards with them. And of course, this stream wouldn't be possible without viewers like Anoronix, Justin, Nivik, and all y'all out there. If you are enjoying it, please make sure you hit the follow button at the very least. $15 donation from McQuava for the Grixis Hazoret Traxos deck. This one looks kind of sweet, chat. This one looks kind of sweet. If you're ever looking for sweet modern decks, you should definitely take a peek through the donation queue. There's usually good things hiding in there. Thanks for the support. Happy to get that one added after we're done today. Seems pretty good. Your combo always dies to Bolt or to wins. Because we're comboing with Kiki-Jiki, dying to Bolt is mostly irrelevant. This deck is also an aggressive deck more than it is a... This deck is more of an aggressive deck than it is a... What's it called deck? What Geoff would say if a goblin were teaming up with a fairy. Thank you, Wannabe Beetle. Deadhead Michael, thank you for the brand new Twitch Prime. I appreciate it. I'm going to lead on Rootbound Crag tier, I think, so that way I can go Botanical Sanctum Strangleroot on too. Fresh Oxine with the brand new tier 1 sub. Thank you very much and welcome. Welcome. All right, another Celestial Colonnade deck. People love their Celestial Colonnades, chat. Yeah, but if I lead on Steam Vents, I can't play Strangleroot Geist on 2 Karnfather, because Strangleroot Geist costs green, and this land doesn't make green mana. Pay petition to get Kiki Cord. I mean, Temur Kiki's on there. I'm going to add Kiki Sahili. It takes me a lot of time. It takes me a good amount of time to add decks to there. So I am by no means done adding decks to that site. I also have to commission my art guy to like make me banners to click on them so they look nice. Giving them the dirty D, huh? Poor little Strangleroot Geist. Didn't even know it was coming. Yeah, I think this deck is fine. So, yeah, I guess I'm going to shock and play this other one here, right? 3 months of great range, solid MTG theory and perspective. Keep it up. Thank you, Go to Scoop Step, for the quarter of your support. I appreciate it. And Henaha with the brand new Twitch Prime support. Thank you and welcome. New subscribers, make sure you pop into our subs Discord. A lot of good stuff goes on there. Sorry for the incompetence with the donation. I had to run to class. I didn't see an email for the deck list I sent in. Well, if you... Oh, Drew, that's because I haven't approved your deck list yet. This is just a friendly reminder that I would say I didn't remember seeing a Sultai Shadow deck. If you haven't gotten an email saying, hey, yes, this is a deck I'll play, you should wait to send me money. If it's a mostly stock Sultai Shadow list, I'm sure it's fine. But just as a heads up, don't, unless you're willing to possibly get your deck not accepted and still leave me with money, you should wait to send me dollars until I say, yes, this is something I'm willing to play. And thank you for the 3 months of support. I appreciate it. Thanks, Persip. Yeah, I think my 3 categories are pretty good too. I think my 3 categories are pretty good too. Believe it or not, I know this might be hard to believe based on some of the things that make it through that are kind of medium on stream. I do reject decks on occasion. Actually, it's probably about a quarter or more of the decks that get submitted. I end up saying, this probably isn't quite something I'm willing to play. Hey, Kanerus with the brand new Twitch Prime. Thank you and welcome. RQR Master X, 30 months. That's such a long time. Thank you for putting up with me. I appreciate it. Thanks for sticking around. I have no idea, Captain Obvious. I have to look at the deck. If it's pretty close to green-white Boggles with a splash, it's probably fine. Things that are like new or interesting takes on established decks, like that are just small changes, I'm generally okay with. Are they fielding me? Are we getting logic knotted? Travis Hall with the brand new Twitch Prime. Thank you very much and welcome back. Welcome, I do appreciate it. The criteria on donation decks is I reserve the right to refuse any deck for any reason. Or is it? There aren't strict guidelines. Basically, I look at a deck and if I think I can 3-2 with it, or if I think it's incredibly sweet when it goes off, I'll probably take it. I love the trackers too, Weens. Thanks for the 8-month resub. Welcome back. Tireless Tracker is a good one for sure. The most common reason that I basically copy and paste it into emails at this point is this deck is both not linear enough and not interactive enough to be competitive with how aggressive Modern is. People often like to send in decks that they're basically just slow and clunky. They're not quite good enough. They're decks that aren't interactive with the decks that get under them, and they can't play through disruption from the decks that are super interactive. All right, so here's a question. Do I try and kill them here? I could try and kill them here. They haven't played a path yet. Do we put them on? If they had a path, they would have pathed me, right? They could have a negate, though. If they have a negate, I lose my Tireless Tracker and feel really bad. Am I winning a fair game here? I think I'm winning a fair game, right? Is there any reason to get... They can't Logic Knot me. They don't have double blue. Oh, they can Ghost Quarter Logic Knot me. You're right. I think it's just Geist and then Krasis at their end step. Yeah, I agree with that. And that's one of the axes or evaluation points you have to make when playing a deck like this against an interactive deck, is you need to be able to correctly identify when you're ahead in the fair game and should be pressuring their health total by attacking them, and when you're behind enough that you just need to go, all right, try and kill you. Like, if you have a thing, I'm dead. But like, I feel like we're far enough ahead with this tracker that I should just go ahead and keep pressuring and not get blown out by a counter spell. Commander Vex, thank you for the 6 months and welcome back. I do appreciate it. We are giving me a land drop. Sure. Yes. Resolves. You could say I'm no longer clueless. Use that floating mana plus this mountain. Bump this up. Bump up, the bump up, the bump up, the jam. Yes, an opponent can miracle a sorcery at the end of your turn. Slivers is just bad humans or bad spirits or bad merfolk. It's trying to do something very similar to these other established decks while doing it kind of worse than they do. Diddle my tracker. Bad merfolk sets the tone, right? Like, merfolk's already not stellar, so for a deck to be bad merfolk, it has to be pretty terrible. So they have to not die in combat here, and this means we can bolt snap bolt. Because they're at 6. Bump up the jam. We could also untap and attack. Yep, that is definitely a line as well. I'm gonna board the same way we boarded previously. 1 evolution out, 4 birds and a bolt out. These 5 in. Wait, is that the same? What do I do? Oh, Scab-Clan in. These 6 in. I'm gonna run to the restroom really quick. Thanks everyone for hanging out. Don't go anywhere. We've got Magic on this channel for another 5 hours or so yet today. Do we not want another Obstinate Baloth as a threat over Bolt? I think the reach is important, not only for pressuring Planeswalkers, but also ending the game. Against Jeskai control, I like boarding in Baloth because it's a threat that doesn't die to Bolt. But against straight blue-white, I don't think Baloth is good enough. I think this is okay. Geist into Geist is pretty good. Uniquely annoying. All that youth. Did they? Well, they got aggroed out of the game, and they left it Visions in. Alright. I mean, I'm sure this card's gonna bury us, but that's an interesting decision. I don't think Ancestral Vision is like strictly a bad card in general, although Visions and Azcanta is a lot of late game grind. It's a lot of late game grind. I think Huntmaster is worse than Shaman of the Great Hunt. This deck wants to be aggressive, and Huntmaster the Fells really isn't an aggressive card. It's more of a mid-range grindy card. I wanna beat people to death. Wanna get in there with my dorks. I'm gonna eat another snack here really quick. Don't mind me. Shocking here, obviously, so they don't gain 6. And like, next turn, we can Kiki-Jiki the Chainwhirler too if we want. Man, I hope they snap these timely reinforcements next turn. Please play an untapped land and snap timely reinforcements, opponent. You would make my fucking day. I was so excited, chat. I was so excited. That's fine. That's fine. Guess I'll just bolt your thing and witness bolt your thing. It's another reason to leave some bolts in our deck. And like, even if they Verdict or Wrath us at this point, we're in an okay spot because we get to Kiki-Jiki the Strangleroot Geist next turn. Oh no! Not Chase the Mind Sculptor, chat! How will we ever win if they're sculpting our minds? They're sculpting our minds! Can you believe that Wizards of the Coast unbanned Jace the Mind Sculptor? They're ruining Modern. They only unbanned this card to sell booster packs. This card's way too strong. It's gonna ruin the form. Is that joke old yet? I feel like we get to make fun of those people who thought that for at least a little while longer. I feel like we've got at least a couple more months of making fun of people that thought Jace the Mind Sculptor was too good. They need Opt plus Terminus here. They need Opt plus Terminus here. If they have Opt Terminus, kill me. Attack you. Attack you. Oh no! Oh no! We made fun of the Jace, chat. We made fun of the Jace and his brainstorm was too strong. The brainstorm was too strong! Oh no! Oh, whoo! 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 Put the fear in me, chat. They put the fear in me. I was scared. I was scared. I thought they were gonna do it. I thought they were gonna do it. Woo. I thought they had good cards in their deck there for a second. Thought there was a Terminus in our future. Thought they're pathing the Kiki while they're dead on. I mean, yep, Kiki's gone. Would you like to take 7? Would you like to take 7? Oh, yeah. Goblin Whirly Boy 2, Chase the Mind Sculptor, Celestial Carnate Deck 0. Look at that. Look at that. This deck's got a lot of play to it against these Colonnade decks. It's a good time. It's a good time. Hope all y'all out there are having at least half as good a time as I am. Hanging out, playing some Magic the Gathering here. What would you bring to an open meta between Blue Moon, Greentron, and Pyromancer? I would play Greentron or Pyromancer, whichever of the 2 decks you enjoy playing more. Whichever of those 2 decks you enjoy playing more. I think Greentron and Pyromancer are both very good decks. Thanks, Wee McGee. We're just here to have a good time. We like to party. We like to party. Bum bum ba-dum bum. Look at this. Look at this curve. This curve. We get to go Strangleroot Geist into Eldritch Evolution, my Strangleroot Geist into modern staple Shaman of the Hunt. Most bits I've been able to farm in a while. Thank you for the bits extras. I appreciate it. Gosh, if we hit a 4th land on 4, we're gonna be in a pretty absurd spot. Yeah, if you don't have practice playing Mardu, I would not recommend picking it up. But if you have practice playing Mardu, I think Mardu's a great deck. Well, I mean, or we could discard all of our lands and never actually play Magic. That could happen too. What an interesting and engaging game of Magic the Gathering my opponent and I are playing. This game, I am so glad that this game has less variance than Hearthstone. Don't mind me. I'm not salty, not at all. I'm not salty at all. I'm very salty. Oh, and a Delve threat. Sure. Sure, why wouldn't you have a Delve threat too? This game has never had less variance than Hearthstone. You see that draw step thing you take every turn? Piles and piles of variance. These cards have Menace for some reason. They've got Menace. Yes, they do. They've got Menace. How about you? Some bits for using Kiki as a 2/2 haste attacker the way Garfield intended. Thank you for the bit, Setisar. Alright, and I'm sure their last card is Lightning Bolt, because that's how these things work. That being said, let's cast this Bounding Krasis and pretend like it's a decision that matters. Diddle their Gurmag Angler here. Do we want to tap a pup? I guess I can tap a pup, chump here, eat here, take 6. I guess that's probably better, actually. Yeah, I guess that's better. You think I want to double block fish? Nah, I feel like double blocking fish is playing to not lose. There's a Jeskai version of Kiki. So this is free. If I block there, this has to go here. I could hit Shockland into Bloodbraid into Bolt. Okay, this is the line. Fetch into Bloodbraid into Bolt, also on the table. I just want to take a minute and make sure that that's our best line, right? It's not... What is more likely to happen? It's probably Bloodbraid into Bolt, right? I could just play out 2 threats, but then I'm dead to them fetching the Bloodghast back out. And we're dead. Yeah, low variance game. Let's reveal cards at random from the top of my deck to decide if I win the game or not. If we wouldn't have discarded our 3rd land to Burning Inquiry this game, we probably would have won. I think we would have been in a pretty good spot that game if we'd have played our 3rd land on 3. Pretty big feel bad that we weren't able to. I think I want all of these. I think this is a matchup where we want to be a little bit more defensive. Maybe not. Maybe it's just Tireless Tracker out. We just want to be aggressive here with removal. Just aggressive with more removal. It's probably the case. Let's do this. Yeah, I'd ban Burning Inquiry, just from a quality of gameplay perspective. I think it's just, like, a card that, like, generates crap games of Magic. Is Rex Sage for Paladin good enough? I don't think so. I don't think so. Everybody can check close 7 and unkeepable 6 off your bingo cards. I'm here working for the people, okay? I understand we got bingoers at home that are trying to get along here. I think the idea that fewer banned cards is better for the format is horse shit. You should ban cards. You should use the ban list to sculpt the format that you want it to be. Saying that the number of cards on the ban list is meaningful in some way is just absurdity. They don't design with these formats in mind. These are formats where we have cards that were designed 15 years ago and cards that were designed 3 months ago. And like occasionally a card from 15 years ago is really messed up with a card from 3 months ago. And if that's the case, it's okay to get rid of the other one. They even discarded a hollowed one here. That's fine. We'll just roll right along here, chat. Close game 1, not so close game 2. Burning Inquiry and Mulligans, the things quality games of Magic are made of. I think banning pairs of cards in a deck is kind of silly and makes it hard to explain how formats work to new players. So I think that makes it a bad thing to be doing. I think it's pretty good. We get to go Breeding Pool into Rootbound Crag, Coiling Oracle on you. Hopefully find some land drops. While I really like Modern, and there's a lot of great games of Magic to be played in Modern, like those matches we played against Blue-White where there was a lot of back and forth, there's also a lot of games of Magic in Modern where none of your choices matter and you just die. And that's just, it comes with the territory. It's just part of this giant card pool that's really not managed much via the ban list. Yeah, Coiling Oracle is great. Elvish Visionary ++ is a good card. It's possible I should fetch Steam Vents here because I have Kiki in my hand. I could definitely see an argument being made for that. But I kind of want to prioritizing having double green guaranteed for my Eldritch Evolution. Red source. I think this deck wants more removal against decks like humans, and I think Affinity is one deck in a giant field full of decks, so you shouldn't play narrow cards in your sideboard for one specific matchup. There are a bunch of cards I would unban in Modern. If you want to read about my thoughts and feelings on things I would change in Modern, you can check out my articles on Gathering Magic. I think the article is titled What Jason Bloodbraid Did to Modern. It's on there in my article list. Honestly, I'm fine with every Phyrexian mana spell they want to ban. I think Phyrexian mana is just a really terrible mistake that we should just get to pretend doesn't exist. I agree that taking Kiki feels wrong there. They're dead, right? We're going to bolt them, we're going to untap, we're going to Eldritch Evolution into Shaman of the Great Hunt and kill them. Even just bolt kills them. I want to put the Fear of Shaman in them, though. No, this is game one. Evolution into Whirly Boy. We drew Whirly Boy. It's no good. It's no good. We drew the Whirly Boy. I know when someone's asking for a timeout when I see it. Charge. It's good. Good clean living there, chat. Good clean living. These Abrades were red when we started this league, right? I feel like they were red when we started this league, but I also wasn't paying that close of an attention, I suppose. Does anybody recall what color these Abrades were when this league started? I think I'm supposed to cut Evolution in this matchup. Somebody's gonna have to go back and check the tape. Who came up with Shaman for this deck? That was a Burgle innovation. They were red when we were playing Delver, right? Okay, that's like I thought they were red at some point today, but I genuinely couldn't remember for sure. So, one of the things creature combo players have asked me about a lot over the years is I often advocate cutting Birds of Paradise against control decks. Death Shadow is not a control deck. Death Shadow is an aggressive deck that's trying to kill you ASAP. Do not cut your Birds of Paradise in this matchup. This is a matchup where you need to get your stuff onto the board as fast as possible, and Birds of Paradise enables us to do that. This hand is weak to both removal and discard spells, but you only live once, folks. You only live once, so run it. They kind of board into a control deck. Their deck is not a very good control deck. Oh, yeah, just gonna brush that off there. I'm just keeping hands like this for the meta. I don't want people to get close 7 to unkeepable 6 off their bingo squares. Isn't Hellrider better than Shaman? Kinda. Shaman hits a little bit harder on its own because it makes your team bigger. And Shaman draws cards against control decks. I'm gonna go ahead and play Coiling Oracle out here. Gosh, we're so lucky, chat. We're so lucky. Anybody? That smell like fried fish to anybody else? Something smells like fried fish. Oh, that's what it is. Fried, got it. Got it. It was roasted fish. That's what it was. I couldn't quite put my finger on the smell. Let's lead on Coiling Oracle, though, because we could hit an untapped land. If we hit an untapped land, we get to put this into play without shocking. Oh! Oh, Madam Bloodbraid. Don't mind if I does, Madam Bloodbraid. I assume they played the Angler because they have multiple threats and they just want to play through our removal. Look, I'm just a simple man who wants his cantrip creatures to find other cantrip creatures. Well. This is just 10 out of 10. Alright, Jesus, take the wheel. Please, I and Jesus have been so good this year. A little piece of lightning bolt candy. A little piece of delicious lightning bolt candy. Smash, smash, smash. Well, that was the inopportune timing for that card, opponent. Gonna need that stop during my attackers. All right, 3-1. Let's go. Let's run them down. Finish them off. Thanks everyone for hanging out today. I do appreciate it. Hope everyone's having a great day wherever you're at in the world. Let's stand up for this last match in the next one. Don't go anywhere after this league is done, though. We've got an Abzan Enchantress and a Martyr Proc deck coming up next. And then I think I'm going to run a little bit late today and fit Temur mid-range in as well. We'll see. We'll see, though. I think my goal is to do 6 leagues today. So I have a hard cutoff of about 4 or 5 o'clock tomorrow. I need to coordinate with Matt and see what time we're leaving. I need to coordinate with Matthew and find out what time we're leaving for Indianapolis. I didn't concede the match. It was 0-2, right? Yeah, it's 0-2. What did we lose to? I don't even remember what we lost to at this point. Oh, Hollowed One. Yeah, we got super variants out of a game against Hollowed One. Yeah, we're driving to Indy. I'm only 2.5 hours from Indy. Do I have a link for my blue-red list? Gosh, do I have links for you? Hogland has a great look at how beautiful my website is. Isn't it pretty? Look, and if you click here under Bruised, there's this blue-red Delver Fade button. If you click on it, not only does it have a beautiful picture and a YouTube playlist with all of the leagues that we've played, there's the deck list right there. Look at how beautiful that is. Look at that. Get to shill for myself for a second. Shill for myself. There's a bunch of decks in there. I've got 16 different decks up there. Basically, I am taking all of the decks that we've played on stream that I really like playing, and I have lists that I like for them, and I'm building pages for them on my site there, so that way people will be able to easily find my latest deck list as well as my content related to those deck lists for all the different modern decks that we play. So I have a lot of people often be like, hey, what's your latest black-green deck? What's your latest blue-red deck? What's your latest X deck? And this way I can just send them over to the website and they can find it all nice and clean. There's a place. MTGO traders would love to buy and sell some Magic Online cards with you. That's so great. Whoop. 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 Oops. Did I do that? All right. So 3-2 with Temur Kiki, which is not bad considering this was a Grifu donation and we never cash Grifu leagues. All right, so there's for those of you that are new, the donation queue is here. So if you want to see the upcoming decks, for those of you that are new to the stream, we have this wild idea here that I play Magic for fun, and I don't find playing decks that have bad Boogles matchup against Boogles fun. So I don't do it. I just concede and we move on with our lives. I like this deck. I like this build of it. I think this deck struggles. You're not a 0% against Boogles. Obviously, sometimes you can combo them, but it's pretty bad. It's pretty terrible. We didn't get to test the Alpine Moons or the Damping Spheres, but I think this split of anti-big mana stuff is probably reasonable. Love me some Strangleroot Geist and the Shaman of the Great Hunt. Boogles! Pimped up monk with the 14 months. Let's get you that sword back on there. Thank you for the 14-month resubscription and welcome back. All right, what are we doing next? What are we